1, watched a TV show. It's okay, as long as it's Cityline. Option 2, cooked a meal. Option 3, wore no pants or bra. Admit it. And option 4, other, but shh, my lips are sealed. I'm really interested to hear how Chef Randy answers that daily poll question, and it's time to check in with him now for our daily dish. Today we're making bagels, so here's what you're gonna need. Sourdough starter, flour, olive oil, maple syrup, and salt. Okay, Randy, we're gonna get into the bagels, but before we do anything right now, you gotta talk to me about the hairdo. Who did that? You're looking fabulous.
Looking good. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know what? I had these wings on the side of my head, and it felt like I was gonna start flying away. They were getting a little aggressive. The sideburns were getting a little bushy, so Catherine decided to give me a trim last night.
Catherine, the jack of all trades, the Jill of all trades, please keep her forever. Now, the making of bagels from scratch, pretty intimidating for some people. Yes, but boy, is the outcome incredibly delicious. Is this the kind of recipe that anyone can do, and how do we start?
Super simple. You know what? It's just a bit more of a denser bread dough. So if you're having trouble with your bread dough at home and you're finding a little dense, maybe you want to stick to the bagels, and then you can slowly lighten those up. So we start with a all-purpose flour in the middle. And then we're just going to hit it with a little bit of water. So it's 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water. Now you can do this in a mixer as well. I prefer to do it by hand because I get a bit more of a feel for it that way. And then you're just going to incorporate it in just like this. So this is really simple. Anybody can do this at home. There's not too much involved. And I give it a splash of extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit like that. That's just to keep it lubricated. And because we're doing bagels, you want that crispy kind of sweetness. A little bit of maple syrup. Now, in Montreal, they use honey, but you know, in my household, we are definitely maple syrup. Now, if you have a starter at home, that's fantastic. You can add the starter now, 1 cup of starter. But if you don't, you can replace that with yeast, a little bit more water, and an egg, actually. And then to finish it off, I just gonna put a pinch of salt in there, Trace, and I'm gonna let that rest. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna work it once it doubles. I'm gonna work it, and then I'm gonna refrigerate it overnight. And are you ready for this, the finished product? This is what we are looking for. Look at this beautiful dough sitting here on the counter. And you can tell it's a little bit stronger than, say, like a bread dough because I can roll it out. And this is kind of the secret. You want to just kind of roll it out, and then what you're going to do is take it around your wrist, pinch it, and then give it one of these. And that just kind of makes it smooth. And you don't want a perfectly smooth bagel, but the smoother you can get it, the better. And there you go. I'll show you how to cook them and bake them. And then we might actually even top one because by the time we're done with this, I'm going to be hungry.
We're all going to be hungry. I love it. Just take a look at the finished product. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering. Please bring on all the carbs. What else do we need to know to get this on the table?
So we let the dough rest for like, you know, about 8 to 10 minutes, Trace, and then we've got a pot of water here. And what I've added is some more maple syrup. And the reason for it is you want the little bit of sweetness in the bagel, but more importantly, it does a double trick. What it does is it actually gets the bagel a little bit sweet on that outside, but it also gets it caramelized in the oven. Well, now it's going to be a triple trick because then when it comes out of the water, we're only going to blanch those for about a minute. So when they come out, they're a little bit darker like this, but they have a bit of the maple syrup on them. So now, where do you want to go, Trace? What do you like on your bagel?
I don't know, everything? Are you doing sesame seeds, poppy seeds? What are you doing? Everything bagel? I don't know. There's so many options.
I've got a little bit of sesame here. I go a little bit different on my everything bagel. I like to go a little bit of Montreal steak spice on there because it's got some chilies, it's got some things like that. But the one bagel that I can never say no to is like a little bit of caramelized onion, sesame, and then cheddar cheese. Take a look at that.
That's phenomenal.
So we bake that for, what are we going to bake that for? I think 26 minutes at like 450. And now I did show you the finished product, but luckily I've been making these all morning. If we can come take a look inside the oven, we've got fresh ones just like almost there. They need a few more minutes, but you can see that cheddar's all melted. Looking gorgeous. So now you're thinking to yourself, well, you got the bagels. What do you do with them?
You eat them.
I like the gnarly looking ones. The ones that are a little beat up. I don't want the perfect looking bagel. I like the ugly duckling. And I'm just going to slice this baby. And you can see it came out of the oven like 10 minutes ago. Steam's going to still come off of there. Oh, It's got the dense little bubbles in there. It's ready to go. I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of butter because I like butter on my bagels. And then, you know, the classic BLT. So lettuce. We got some homemade bacon here. Thick slices like that. And then check this out. An heirloom tomato. And just one slice, but I'm going beefsteak thick. Oh, salt, pepper, extra pepper, a little extra pepper, and then always cut from the bottom and split from the top.
Now I can't have anything else for lunch. Like, I need that. I need that. I need you to put that in a cab and bring it here because that looks incredible. Oh, it's so good.